Welcome back, guys, to Trails of Cold Steel 4, where last episode on defeating the final trio of the Jaeger King Rutger, Copper Georg, and Crown Prince Cedric, our heroes managed to meet up, though still surrounded, as the Ouroboros started to pile on the pain, setting free Ions into battle with the Ion Gamma, joining them on the Panacle's deck, making our prospects all the bleaker. With Muse and the Viceland generals ready to go down with the ship to take down the glorious, hope arrives in the form of radiant wings, as the courageous two, helmed by none other than Prince Olivert, returned from Gehenna, delivered Toval, Sherazade, Beta, and Blue Blanc to even the odds as the scene was set for our third act to begin. As with all sides having retreated for now, with the date of the war set in stone, we plan our next move on board of our newly commissioned airship. That's a countdown now. Taking the visual tour, eh? Oh my god, so much. Hey! And multiple floors to a shower room. It's a bathroom? What? Card tables laid out in pool, yeah sure. Oh, proper training room now.
Despite being a new model of ship, the system you see here largely emulates that of the previous Courageous. Our operations manual only covers the bare minimum. Should you find anything lacking, you'll have to figure it out as you go.
Understood. I'll make sure to pass it on to everyone else.
In total, it spans a length of 92 Arch, a considerable step up from the previous 74 Arch class. However, because the ship is so much bigger, you'll need to carefully watch the speed and engine output.
Ha! So she's a wild one, eh? Sounds to me like this girl's gonna need a bit more taming than the last one.
This terminal should give you complete command over all the ship's facilities and fire control systems. It comes equipped with anti-hacking measures, specially developed by Professors Albert and Erica Russell themselves.
You mean Mom and Grandpa made it? We should have no problems then.
Incredible. Every inch of equipment on this ship is state-of-the-art.
And that computer's one of the Epstein Foundation's next-generation models. Weren't they only just developed?
That's right. And its hull has the latest innovations in hydrodynamic engineering, courtesy of the Ruhr Institute of Technology. Plus, it seems to be outfitted with ZCF's newest next-gen orbital engine, too.
It only gets more and more unbelievable every time I hear it. Just how did you manage to construct a cutting-edge ship like this abroad in total secrecy, without anyone finding out?
As I stated earlier, there are a great deal of individuals who helped me make this happen. Such as Mr. Gwyn here, for instance.
The story here goes all the way back to right after the Civil War. Considering the way it ended, His Highness decided to approach me for some advice. He had me prepare this ship for him, all in anticipation of the day when the Crimson Wings would be torn from the sky.
So that's why.
Huh.
I do remember His Highness mentioning something about you being his advisor.
Still, for the construction site to be located on the Kingdom of Lebel's Valeria Lakeshore, and on top of an old Ouroboros secret base to boot, talk about a plot twist. You're referring to the research facility that the Faceless constructed during the incident in Lebel. I heard that after the dust settled, it was handed over to ZZF to manage. It does seem like Grandpa and the others used it for some kind of research. So not just Gwyn and Professor Schmidt pitched in, but Professor Russell and Her Majesty Alicia too. Whereas Cassius and the Crown Princess were none the wiser. If you want to fool your enemies, you gotta fool your friends first, huh? Classic. As for funding, in addition to His Highness Olivert, Gwyn and His Majesty Eugen also contribute from their personal holdings. But perhaps the most unexpected benefactors were Father and Marcus Rogner. Indeed, quite a cunning play by those two. I imagine that keeping this from the Alvarez was all in the name of avoiding the eye of the Intelligence Division. Yes, the same with the Cayennes, right? And so, the Third Wing was complete, independent of the government and the Viceland Army. Of course, when I said we were preparing for our wings to be torn away, we only expected they would be commandeered by the government. To be perfectly frank, the thought that they would be physically torn apart never even crossed my mind. This isn't a laughing matter, for the record. Indeed, just being alive is reason enough to give thanks to Adius, even at the cost of a left eye. Your Highness, I hate to ask, but what's the prognosis? A full recovery doesn't seem to be in the cards, unfortunately. But as a musician, I'm just grateful that my hands and ears made it through in one piece. I suppose I have them to thank for that, eh? So owe your life to George's inner turmoil and the whims of that phantom FIFA. You have an unbreakable spirit, Your Highness. Don't sell yourself short.
This is...
I underestimated them. Shara, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Ein. Looks like I messed up.
Goddess, please protect my daughter.
You have 15 seconds until the hull collapses. So before then, I will offer you one final wager. A gravitational barrier will appear on the bridge for exactly 24 seconds. Let's see if you can come back from this.
Ah! Adios, help us! You gotta stay calm.
Get down and brace for impact!
Over there!
Damn! The gravitational barrier!
It's not gonna hold.
Don't give up just yet!
Was I a moment too late? Nay, surely a flicker of hope yet remains. Can you still be plucked from the jaws of Gehenna? Show me just how far that luck of yours will take you, my dearest rival.
I still can't believe that our friend, the Phantom Thief, saved you all from the wreckage. And I can't believe that one man with sheer strength plugged the hole in the gravitational barrier. Guess his parlor tricks are good for something, if that's what he used to spirit everyone away in one piece. No wonder they couldn't find so much as a single body. On top of that, he healed His Highness, the crew, and even the Viscount's grave wounds, didn't he? That's right, I was injured too, but somehow I made it out relatively unscathed. When the Viscount jumped in to block the hole in the barrier, I couldn't even use my arts to help him. I'd never felt so worthless in my entire life. I'm sorry, Laura. I dropped the ball when it mattered most. Like I've told you, Tobal, you have nothing to apologize for. I'm just relieved you made it out alive. I'm sure Father shares my sentiment. Well, if you say so. I admit I thought Viscount Arsate more or less invincible. I was stunned speechless to see him in that state. But for him, losing his left arm means he'll just swing twice as hard with his right. Power is but an extension of oneself, and what is a sword if not power wrought in steel? But ultimately, it's not the might of one's blade, but will and strength of spirit that decide the battle. The words of his lordship, the Infernal Council 2 years ago. So ridiculously cool. Okay, Edgelord. Given who we're talking about, I expect he'll only emerge stronger from the experience. If that's the case, this could well become the most difficult trial we've faced yet. I'm inclined to agree. It'll be prudent for us to account for every contingency. There's also the promise we made with Lloyd, Estelle, and the others. True that. We can't let them best us. They off? But what exactly is Rose up to? Sorry about my grandmother. She has a way of being evasive. I definitely wasn't a little surprised by how sudden that all was. If it involves the rivalry, though, the only thing to do is go and check it out, right? Tell us more. Other things have happened. We just don't know what. Elucidate. Illuminate. The previous evening, after Irene and the others had been shown around the Courageous 2, which they boarded at Prince Olivert's invitation, they began discussing what they needed to do now that the war would begin in less than a week. As they spoke, a message from a rather surprising party arrived at the conference room.
For those of you who have not yet had the honor, my name is Rosalia Milstein. I am the elder of Erebonia's Hexen clan. Emma and Vita are my disciples in the magical arts. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, Prince Olivert, as well as the storied children of Crossbell and Liberl.
How do you do? Until this moment, I'd only heard of you through rumor and legend. I've heard that you watched over the laying of Erebonia's foundation by Honor 1. Is that really true? Well, actually, that was my predecessor. It was Emperor Hector and Prince Drycles who I was best acquainted with 800 years ago. I cannot say the family resemblance is all that strong in you, but you definitely have a familiar fire in your heart. It's quite an honor to hear you say so. I've heard about Rosalia from Ren. 800 years old. Even seen her with my own eyes, I can't quite believe it. I've heard a few things about those of you back there as well. Glowing tales from Ragnard and Zeet both. Wait, what? Ragnard? For real? We haven't seen Zeit since... We spoke shortly before they vanished. Even I have no idea of their whereabouts now, however. That's a shame. From the sound of it, Cassius doesn't know either. Ragnard, the ancient dragon, and Zeit, the divine wolf. Two of the beasts entrusted with overseeing the Septarians.
Indeed. Beings sent forth by Adios, much like the holy beast of Earth. Thomas Lysander, second dominion of the Gralsritter. Estelle, Lloyd, I've heard many a rumor about your respective endeavors. As for you, Your Highness, I don't think we've had the chance to talk since you were last at the main campus.
And I think that you, a history teacher, are the dominion of the Gralsritter. I must say I was quite frustrated that I wasn't able to see what was really going on, despite my ties to Kevin. I see. So I guess that means you heard about us from Kevin and Reese. And it sounds like you learned about us from Wazy, right? Right. We're having all of them operate outside of Erebonia at the present. They're out there resisting Ouroboros and their allies working toward the Great Twilight in secret. The 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th Anguis. it seems the enforcers who haven't come to Erebonia are also all out on operations. Looks like the intelligence division's been active in other countries too, making some pretty serious moves. The Red Constellation's main regiment and the War God too. So, Uncle Sigmund is finally on the move. Yes, Harios and Lucia are responding to their actions. It's the same with Noel, Chief Sergei and Dudley, isn't it? I hope they're all okay. To be honest, things are looking fairly grim. So much so that the Papal Guard has begun to act on its own and is cooperating with Operation Mil Mirage. I suspected as much. Now is truly not the time for them to be going off on their own like this. Even during the Night Touch affair 200 years ago, the Papal Guard managed to make a nuisance of themselves. For the time being though, let's focus on the main issue at hand, the rivalry of the Seven and... Though it is unclear how, it seems the announcement that Operation Jormungand and Operation Mil Mirage will commence 6 days from now is connected to the spread of the disturbance in the spirit veins. What? Wait, does that mean it was influenced by today's events? The boss moving out might be related too. Yes, as well as my father, the Still Maiden and the others. This probably involves Mother and Sharon too. And Maribel. She seems to be working with RF somehow. There are likely many causes, but we now have a different grave situation on our hands. Meanwhile, spirit veins across the entire continent have begun activating. It's no longer limited to the Empire. Wait, what the hell? The disturbance was initially a gradual ripple outward from the Empire, but it seems to be matching the coming war in its scope. Right, that's the Great Twilight at work. Needed in full swing for the rivalries to even be possible. I imagine even now they're preparing for the ultimate reformation of the Great One. If only there was something we could do.
The solution is simple. Use this ship to whatever end you see fit. The rivalry of the Seven appears to be the true objective behind this plan of the Chancellor and the Gnomes. That much we can safely assume. And yet, it is this very same objective that may be our sole hope in preventing the disaster to come.
You for real here? It's true that ever since this curse was unleashed, it's felt as though everything's being guided by some unseen force. With that in mind, it'd be near impossible to try and prevent the war altogether.
That's probably why Dad and Chloe opted for Operation Mil Mirage instead. But while we're on it, what exactly is this curse anyway?
We know full well the sort of strife a Septarian can cause. We saw so ourselves during the incident in Liberl a few years back. There, we had to come face to face with the same issues our ancestors contended with 1,200 years ago.
It was the same for us. We fought back against a centuries-long plan to artificially recreate a Septarian. One that had been lost due to mankind's own hubris.
Yeah, I almost made a really big mistake back then. But then Lloyd and the others came and made everything all right again.
In Liberl, a ring that could grant any heart's desire, and in Crossbell, a tree that could rewrite destiny itself. Each one a blessing, yet each one a curse. But in spite of that, Estelle, Lloyd, and everyone else faced them head-on. They didn't lose heart even once.
Therefore, discovering the truth is your responsibility now. It's not something Estelle, or Lloyd, or even the rest of us can accomplish. Only you, Class VII of Thor's Military Academy.
The Empire's facing threats both on its surface and behind the scenes. And you're no strangers to kicking tail on either of those fronts. I can't think of a more tenacious bunch out there. The way I see it, you guys are the only ones who can do this.
It's up to us then.
Naturally, the Courageous Two has its own missions to see to. We must travel around the country helping people and gathering allies. Even so, I have no doubt that we can still serve as your wings of passage. More so with the Merkaba out of commission. After all, the difference in size should be more than enough to fit, say, 2 Divine Knights and 4 Panzer Soldats?
Olivert.
You've put so much thought into this. We appreciate it.
Then Thor's Military Academy's Class 7 would be honored to take you up on that offer, Your Highness. We'll do everything we can to assist you in your efforts as fellow members of the Radiant Wings.
We'll help too. It's only fair after all you've done for the branch campus students.
If you ever need someone to make that ship purr, I'm your gal.
Fabulous! Delighted to have you. You see, we've been rather lacking in the crew department.
Well, I sure as hell ain't sitting this one out. What kind of instructor would I be otherwise?
Count me in too. I mean, we're finally all back together again.
Like we said, we're gonna be off doing our own thing, but we'll still be helping out.
Same with us. We'll be catching a ride on the Bobcat too after we're done here.
Now that you mention it, you did both say you'd be working separately.
Yeah, the plan is to cover eastern Erebonia, North Ambria, and Jirai.
You mentioned getting in touch with HQ in Le Mans. Guess that means you guys are heading out too, huh, Shara?
We are, though we won't be leaving the ship until tomorrow.
Sarah, Fee, you guys got things covered here, yeah?
Of course. When have we ever let you down?
Call us if you need anything, okay? I guess this is goodbye for now then, huh?
Yeah, we've got some stuff to take care of back in Crossbell.
Don't worry. We'll be seeing each other again before you know it. In the meantime, let's give this our all.
Yeah! We got this, Yuna! Right!
Seems like we'll be able to divide things up by region then. You should be able to just leave everything with the Merkaba Unit 2, or Merkaba Unit 2, up 8. Oh, it's faced with Merkaba, was Merkaba Unit 8 up to Rosine, guys. Yes. I'll be arranging for its repairs at a nearby location. I really am in your debt, Thomas. Rosine, you too. Thank you. No worries. Please look after everyone. It will not be easy, but our shred of hope has come into view. The time has come for me to undergo my final undertaking. Grandmother? What do you mean, final undertaking? Listen well, children of Class 7. As noted, the spirit veins throughout the land are activating and they are disordered, as they've never been before. The same can be said for the shrines, the stages for the rivalries. This includes the Lunar Shrine, the only shrine we witches have overseen since ancient times. The Lunar Shrine. Isn't that close to Mulsanti? Yes, it is a location of the reflecting pool, and generation after generation of wandering witches have washed over it. This pool reflects the genuine truth, and is believed to be connected to the origin of the Black Records. I didn't expect to hear those mentioned here. Yes, I myself was just told about it the other day. I suggest anyone interested in the real truth behind the curse to come. I swear on my true name, I shall provide the answers to your doubts. Rest assured. A trial for everyone in Class 7 is what's needed here. Only Celine is left, yes? I'm going to need you to take your human form, Celine. Huh? Grandmother? I'm almost surprised that Randy actually did stay in the end. Instructor and all, I know, but I just thought he'd go with his guys. For now. We thought the Lunar Shrine was a dead end, but there was more to it after all. This will be a trial for the entirety of Class 7. I'm reminded of our adventures in the old schoolhouse 2 years ago. Ah, you mean where everyone first met Valimar? Yeah, and then that crazy go-nuts corridor appeared at the end. Reverie Corridor. Knowing what we know now, I think that place is yet another sort of shrine. I don't know what my grandma's intentions are, but we should prepare ourselves for anything. Crying out loud, why am I'm not even part of Class 7. Just admit it already, Selim. You're one of us, whether you like it or not. This will be the first time we've seen your human form since the Black Workshop, huh? Ah, to gaze upon both Celine's lovely figure and the reflecting pool on the same day. What fortuitous timing. Once everyone's done their little tour around the Courageous tomb, we can head for Lake Gala. It'd probably be wise to land out on the water to put a little distance between ourselves and Milsanti. There's a thing in the water. Learning to switch between the silent navigation and optical camouflage modes is going to be critical here. Understood. Things are starting to heat up. Next, our plan is to head ashore, with each group making their approach from the target locations. Fortunately, Estelle, Lloyd, and the others are already a step ahead of us gathering intel. I'm sure they'll have hit on something useful by the time you get out. We'll be expecting good news, guys, but seriously though, take care of yourselves out there. Right, that goes for you too. It means so much to know you've got our backs. Class 7, it's time to make sure your preparations are set. We'll need every pair of hands we can get around the ship, so those of you in a position to pitch in, please do so. Absolutely, Instructor. Makes sense, even with everyone from the branch campus here. This is a pretty huge ship. Right, it's probably best to make one more round, just to be sure. Exploration time, guys. Are we ready? As we begin, Act 3, Seekers of the Dawn. Let's get checking things out. Literally a massive ship to go all the way around. The Courageous 2 is a newly constructed ship, but something about it feels nostalgic. Maybe I'll do one final sweep around the floor myself prior to departure. Alright, I need to find everyone going ashore and wish them luck again. Each floor has an elevator that you can use to move to the other floors. You can select floors that you have previously visited via the quick travel menu. The Courageous has many different functions. We have a computer on the 4th floor. We have a training room on the 3rd floor. We have stores on the 2nd and a cafeteria too. And a medical office. A normal factory. And the hangar on the 1st. Also accessible just from the Arca's menu. Oliver, Schmidt, Scherer, Müller, Tovel, Victor, Lecter 1. Okay. Right, well, it looks like I have to take a look around absolutely everywhere. Shall I start with the bridge or end with the bridge? Because, I mean, I want to start with the bridge because Scherer, Oliver. Oliver, Scheherazade, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm so glad you're both okay. Both of you here together. Nothing can make me happier right now. Thanks, Elfin. I know I put you through hell. I'm sorry that I haven't been in touch. Honestly, Your Highness, I should have informed you before anyone. That was my failing. Forgive me. No, don't be silly. Without wound, my brother wasn't going anywhere for a while, right? Thank you so much for helping with his recovery. Your Highness, you honor me with your magnanimity. Truly, yes, words. I have to say though, getting Scherer to feed me is definitely a memory I'll treasure forever. Although she did give me one legendary purple nurple when I suggested she ditch the spoon and use her mouth instead. Goodness! So help me, Adios, Olivier. You're about 3 seconds away from finding out what life is like with 0 eyes. I wouldn't have guessed it, but those two are much more intimate than I expected. Yep, that's a proper relationship. That's a relationship that's completely 100% real. Impressive. Looks like you're already finding your way around the place. Yeah, it really is an incredible ship. This isn't the first time we've met, but I'd like to reintroduce myself nonetheless. I'm Irene Schwarzer. Good to meet you, Scheherazade. The pleasure's all mine. I've been hearing a lot about you. It sounds like you've been to Gehenna and back more times than one, and you're not done yet, it would seem. Adversity seems to be the order of the day for those who call Erebonia home, but at the very least it's made us a tough people. But no matter where we're from, I'm glad to be allies just the same. With Estelle, Agate, and now you. You bet, I've got your back. We've been preparing for the worst for a long time now. And just between you and me, as the Silver Streak, I really don't want to be outdone by the Purple Lightning. Ah. Come to think of it, you've been pretty focused on that for a while now, haven't you? Well, yeah. Despite us being the same age, she was the youngest bracer ever to reach A rank when she did. She always had a reputation as a force to be reckoned with. Even Cassius Velarde now. It did make me a little jealous, I have to say. You're both so fantastic though. I really admire you, Cher. You know, even though Sarah is my former instructor, we have a close relationship as friends now. I can believe it. Once I came to Erebonia and the two of us actually met, we immediately hit it off. We both like drinking and our overall situations are fairly similar too in some ways. Your interest in those of the masculine persuasion couldn't be any more different though. Ah, that's right. She's got a thing for silver foxes, eh? Though I hear the winds of change are starting to blow across that particular plane. Wait, I don't recall telling you about any of this. Scheherazade is so gorgeous, but she has a really cute side too. Don't worry, you two. I'll sort this out like a proper sister should. Or maybe it's best to just leave it to them. They are adults after all. Cheers for the follow there, by the way. Oh, what? Cher's got a quest? The talking. It never ends. We had to start with these guys. Thanks for the follow there. Huh, what's that? I see that curious glint in your eye. Oh, there it is! This here is our true trump card. It's what makes ultra-long distance communications with the Arcus 2 possible. It's an artifact known as a sonorous seashell. Mr. Debaucherous Prince snuck it in. Wow, incredible! It's a delightful little device I discovered in some ruins on a visit with the Bracer Guild. It was about, 10 years ago now? It facilitates ultra-long distance communications in a snap and is even able to bypass orbital comm restrictions of all shapes and sizes. It's currently in use as our repeater router, per Toval's suggestion. It's also linked to your Arcuses via the Round of 7 app the Foundation made for me. Its capabilities are almost mind-boggling. And if the ship control tower is set up with this, then we'd have flawless connections with everyone involved with Radiant Wings. As someone who will be helping with operations, I have to say I find it hard to believe its capabilities are even possible. I'm with you there. I guess artifacts don't need to be deadly to be powerful. Speaking of that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the Septian Church collected all artifacts that are still functional? Haha, about that, so after a bit of discussion with the Grelsritter, we managed to come to an agreement of sorts. Our possession and usage has received tacit approval on the condition that we abide a number of itty-bitty rules. Oh, Olivert. So fortunate are we that a man of his eloquence and skill walks upon this earth. Ah, indeed we are. Thank you, Zyrese. For something with Prime there. Cheers. Anyway, I also intend on going down to Lake Gala. I meet up with Estelle and the others, so let's link up again in the future. You're taking on the Witch Elder's trial, right? Best of luck, Irene. Thanks, Sherazade. If I find anything of note, I'll be in contact. We still don't really know what that trial is, don't we? At any rate, it seems like Cedric is drifting further and further astray. I'm starting to fear that maybe we really can't go back to how things were. Your Highness. Come on, that can't be true.
I'm just as glad as you to see him alive again. But feelings such as that are only for the weak. We're ending this world and creating a new order in its place. And an undertaking this great leaves me no room for weakness.
Those words were proof that he's pushing himself too far. His infatuation with Chancellor Osborne is pretty clear, but I honestly doubt his resolve as one of the Ironbloods is really so firm. Or as a Divine Knight Awakener, for that matter. I'm inclined to agree. Oh, brother, you silly fool. All we can ever do as people is work with the opportunities in front of us and never give up hope. Besides, I still need to meet him properly, just like I did the princess. He is royalty, after all. There's a family meet and greet you after show, you need only ask. Oh yes, there's mother and father too, if he's recovered. Let's take it down a notch, shall we? Look, Sharon, just face it. It's a done deal. My brother and Scheherazade are both so strong. I feel so relieved, it's like I'm floating on air. Alright, talking with you. Just you. Just no one else but you. No, there we go. I'm eager to visit my father as well, but I know I must proceed carefully. I'm sure a chance will present itself soon. Yeah, while we're there, we can have a chat about the right of succession and stuff like that. I feel that would be a good idea. There's a new model orbital computer. Doesn't seem to be displaying anything in note at the moment, so no quests yet. This might prove useful later. For now, though, we can leave it be. I mean, it's by your word, right? Instructoreen, I hardly noticed you there. This ship is kind of okay, really. Pure dead brilliant, don't you think? Okay, really pure dead brilliant? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sounds like you're not impressed first of all, but then much impressed. Don't think I've felt as exhilarated since the first time I rode the Derflinger. You know, my heart belongs to the railways, but faced with a machine this beautiful, even I can be tempted to stray. I know what you mean, Pablo. I'm still having trouble taking it all in myself. I take it you three are running the bridge. We're at least trying to fill in where we can. We're sort of learning on the fly. Haha, get it? Louise, Tatiana, and I will be heading up comms and observation. On the engineering side, we've got me and Tita, and Maya and Sydney are manning the guns, with other combat tactics folk chipping in now. Me though, I'll be mostly holed up in the workshop. As for me, I'll be helping Miss Mint out with anything she needs. Sounds like you're all putting what you learned in your field exercise to practical use. I'm really proud of you all. Pablo. By the way, it seems like Leonora's going to be the co-pilot. Flying an airship sure sounds great, but you kind of give the helm to someone with no Panzer sold-out experience. Anyhow, this ship is just too cool. I have to say though, I didn't think that we'd be able to use the knowledge we gained from our field exercise in a real-life situation this soon. Pretty amazing, isn't it? I joined the academy on a bit of a whim, but I've been blessed with fantastic friends and an incredible place to be. In any case, I'm glad I took things seriously at the academy. In the position to save the world. I can't believe Miss Mint and the others were working on a grand plan like that without anyone else catching wind of it. It makes me prouder than ever to be a student of Fours. Good old Gustav. And of course, Angelica at the wheel. But at least we're hands on this steering wheel. They can't be any other places, right? So Angelica, what do you think? In a word, incredible. This is the top of the line, next generation stuff. I've never piloted anything this responsive. And equipped with stealth capabilities on top of that is perfect. I don't know if we can ever thank Prince Olivert enough. Well, we can always repay his kindness by making full use of this ship. And stocking it full of cuties like Toa and Tita is a good start. And once we get them into the baths, things are gonna be even better. It's like a dream come true. So you want us to thank Prince Olivert by enabling you? Yes, it really is a problem. Enabling's the right term. Anyway, you go ahead and leave the helm with the Courageous 2 to me. I'll treat it right. I'll take us anywhere the Prince commands. It's like the right word is enabling. That is bang on correct. Alright, there is people to speak to on every single floor. Oh, that's Kurt there. Which means we can just go sweep from top to bottom. Finally, they get to speak. Oh, Instructor Irene. Ah, Irene, taking a tour of the ship. It's been some time, hasn't it? About 2 years already, if I'm not mistaken. Right, I think the last time we saw each other was that board of directors meeting at the main campus. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to the 7th Division, but I'm glad to see you're safe. Yes, no doubt thanks to the guidance of Adius. I admit it was difficult to watch the 7th get disbanded, but it ended up working to my advantage. Thanks to that, I was able to slip away and rendezvous with the others in time to help with the creation of the Courageous 2. You can never really tell just where life's current will sweep you next, huh? That aside, have you not been able to contact Father and the others either? I'm going to be contacting him in Aurier in a short while. Before I do, though, I'd like to get in touch with Uncle Zex and Knighthood. I see. No doubt they're struggling with their positions, General Craig included. So I've heard, but they're still Imperial soldiers. That hasn't changed. Once Operation Jormungand begins, they'll most likely be deployed as the main force in the rear guard. And if they are, even Operation Mil Mirage is sure to face stern opposition. Right, if Uncle Zex's stratagems are combined with General Craig's unmatched power, then even the valorous Le Guin and tactical genius Cassius could be outmatched. Yeah. Nah. The conflict might already be impossible to stop in any official capacity, but I'll do what I can behind the scenes. If you could somehow buy us some time on an official front, you would have my deepest gratitude, Lieutenant Colonel. Instructor? Yeah, but of course. That reminds me, I'm many months delayed in saying so, but I wanted to thank you for mentoring my brother. I'd like to ask you continue providing him with guidance so that he may one day grow into a strong, independent man. Hey, Muller. In my book, Kurt's already there. Well, I hear you. As his instructor, it's my responsibility to continue leading him as best as I can. I'm on your depth reading. Perhaps I can find a suitable hole to go crawl in and die of embarrassment now. I'm a proud Erebonian man. Wrong person. It's also been quite a while since I've seen Nihon. At least a year, I think. Kind of think of it, Princess Claudia's personal guard didn't seem to be with her. Perhaps she's serving Operation Mil Mirage in a more direct capacity then. Well, no matter. I'm sure I'll run into her at some point. Is he talking about someone else from LaBelle? There's this woman, a major in the Royal Guard, who he's... Kurt, as a member of the Vander family, you do well to avoid speaking excessively right now. Right. Big brother, shut down that one! You'll need to forgive me. That's something that I should have avoided. Even so, I'll be temporarily away from the ship. But I'm sure we'll have another chance to work together. I'm looking forward to that day. Yeah, same here. I want to know how it's proceeding. And everyone always, like, of course, the writers know that everyone wants to know how it's proceeding. It's nice to see Miller again, but being around him also makes me feel a little impatient. His swordsmanship skills and the way he carries himself is so well refined. I'm still so far from closing the gap between us. I mean, he can make black holes and stuff. But I don't get anywhere being hasty. I just need to keep making steady progress in my own way. Yep. Right, we've flept. Flept. That's the new word for swept, by the way. We flept one floor. Well, I guess it would be slaw at that point. Let's go down a bit further. Flept. It's F-L-E-P-T, actually. So the strategy conference room and training room are on this floor. Well, third floor conference room training sector. The third floor contains the conference room and training sector, as well as a recreation area, lounge, and bathing facilities. The training room cannot be used yet, but it appears to provide a good variety of combat training. People sometimes meet up in the bathing area, and washing up will restore HP, EP, and CP. Is it unisex? It makes sense that Olivert would make it unisex. No, it's boys and girls good. Men's. Women's. That said, he's always been a flirty guy. But it doesn't get to the... It's never been to the realm of creepy, has it? That realm's Angelica's and Angelica's alone. This looks like the men's bathing area. The previous Courageous only had showers. Guess this is just one benefit of a larger ship. And we have the trial at Lunar Shrine where the reflecting pool is. I better go ahead and wash up now. His Highness already gave me permission to use it, so I might as well head in, right? Am I going to get ambushed by Olivert? Wow, there's separate facilities for women and men, and they really went all out in the changing area. Alright then. Is that you, Irene? Hey Elliot, Macius. I guess we all had the same idea. Yeah, we're just starting to get a handle on the ship's function, so it seemed like a good time to go wash up. Mind if we join you? It does seem pretty spacious after all. Yeah, of course. Want to head in then? Is everyone already here? No, they're not. Oh, wow, all of you. This is pretty amazing. Wow, this is like a full-scale bathhouse. It's almost too lavish. Could it even get any more luxurious than this? Was it Professor Schmidt that designed this ship? Him and Professor Russell from LaBelle. It seems he was one of Professor Epstein's three main disciples. This may have been one of his suggestions, since he seems to be pretty well acquainted with His Highness. Tita's grandfather, right? I can see that happening, for whatever reason. I see we weren't the first to come up with this idea. Oh, hey, Eustace! Guys and Crow too! So every single one of us wound up here. Huh, it looks like we're all of one mind. It's not like there isn't enough room for all of us to squeeze in, and our first bath on the ship should be a bonding experience, right? Beyond the skies, how far we've come. Yes, it does feel like we've come very far. I know what you mean. Kind of surprised to see everyone here like this. Crying out loud, what the hell are you all getting so mushy? I mean, we're on a brand new cutting-edge ship here. You gotta get more excited, man. And while we're all here, let's get talking. The filthier, the better. It's time to air out your dirtiest jokes and fetishes. But why on earth would we? Absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason at all we should participate. Come on, Crow. We're not students anymore. That's the point, isn't it? Wait, Crow never graduated. Maybe we should consider him a repeat student? Hey, who gives a shit about that? It's time to take it off, guys. Pretty sure, damn sure Giles will be the winner, but you never know. Some guys like Ellie, Whoa, what the hell are you saying, Crow? Crow, this clearly isn't a dignified conversation, and I definitely would win. Yeah, what if a girl was sitting nearby and overheard you say something like that? But would respectful behavior be in character for any of us? I'm just gonna take in the scenery and enjoy the water. Yes. They just wanted to see Elliot's orbital rod. Force unity rating has increased. Okay, so you've actually go to here now to go further. Did you? Yikes. Elliot, keep your flute stone. Yes, sure. Let's continue the tour. Hey, Jessica, are you sure you don't want to go talk to Angelica? It's fine. She's still getting to grips with the ship controls, so I don't want to interrupt. Besides, I already messaged her after we infiltrated Leaves. Glad to hear it. It's been a while since the three of us got together, huh? It's a shame we can't go hang out at Rosalia like we used to. Agreed. I could go for a stack of pancakes right about now. We'll get our chance. We'll all go together once the war's over. I've got a lot more of Crossbow to show you girls too. And I'll return the favour with a tour of Rua. And after that, you two can come to Remefaria. We can go on a road trip all around the places we grew up. The girls from the tennis club are such great friends. I'm almost a little jealous. I'm glad you three get to see each other again. Same here. It's just like old times. I'm truly grateful to Prince Olivert for giving us this opportunity. And we get to stay together as courageous two crew members, so let's work extra hard. We won't let you down, Instructoreen. Thanks. It'll be a big help having you on board. Having the three of us together again like this is making me miss life at the branch campus. We've got to end this war as soon as possible. Let's give it our all. I'm glad we're back together after a month of the Force crew being scattered all over. The real challenge starts now, but I'm not afraid. I'm as committed as you are. I don't know which I'm more excited about. Una giving us a tour of Crossbell or Jessica showing us around Rua. Maybe I can convince them to visit Remefaria after graduation to repay the favour. This is going to be so fun. I guess I'm just Irene again. No, I actually in the full party. Celine's human. She's put in the secondary slot. And I can't switch to her. Alright, let's check out the internals first. Eh? I've got a prompt to wash up in the woman's. What have I done? Okay, fine. It's fine! Eh? I? My love, I give to you.
A good break.
Oh, we got bathing clothes. Kits, Unas, Ashes, Muses, Altinas, Celine's, Olivert's. You mean I can walk around always in a... Why would I want to do that? So yeah, you can initiate the bath from there, but you have to initiate the bath from the men's because you can enter the changing room. Okay. We got it. Yo! Hello, Instructor. Hey, guys. I heard these two know each other from way back. They both grew up in your eye. It must be nice for Stark to finally see his old friend again. So I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll go... No, by all means, come join us. Is that alright with you, Crow? Sure. Too much nostalgic talk makes me uncomfortable anyway. Besides, I gotta ask old Irene here all about how you do in the academy. What do you say, Irene? My boy Stark getting you any trouble? I read he's kind of a big shot in the combat logistics team. Real impressive given how much of a crybaby he used to be. Crybaby, huh? That happened when I was 8 years old. I've changed a lot since then. I mean, I should hope so. Honestly though, I think you've even grown in the time since I last saw you. I hear that after you left Crossbell, you ended up helping to complete the Courageous 2. That's right, Becky got in contact with me and told me what was going on. Yeah, well, you always were pretty sharp, good at keeping secrets too. She made a good call bringing you in, especially since you had an idea of what you and her pals were up to. Hell, you even managed to get a hold of a lot of stuff about C way back when. Damn man, it's almost creepy how good you are at this stuff. Speaking of C, do you still have the mask you wore back then? If you don't mind, I'd like to take a look at it. I'll second that, it's been a while. Are you guys just making fun of me now? Come on. Star's got some nerve making fun of me when he hasn't seen me in years. I have to admit, I'm ready to see him no matter what. Well, never really changes, does he? No matter how many years pass. He's strong, kind, funny, not to mention cunning and a little crafty too. It actually makes me feel more at ease somehow. He's all those things. He's got a hole in his chest. Hey, Instructor! Why don't I get you to drink? Oh, Freddie, I thought you'd be in the cafeteria. Yeah, checked out the facility, sure enough. But there's no need for 2 cooks. I left Sandy in charge there for now. Besides, I could do some cooking just as well over here. Kenneth from the Imperial Fishing Club left me all sorts of fishing supplies and the like. But if you want to trade in some fish, speak with me. Just like back during field exercises. Sounds good to me. Say, aren't you hungry? I can make you something to snack on. What were you thinking of whipping up? What do you think? Stewed bee larvae, cicada fritters, and grilled peppered skink. No, they've got drooling all over your nice clothes, Instructor. I don't think there's any risk of that. So you still got that penchant for including bugs in your dishes, huh? With some strange turn of events, my stomach doesn't really turn at the thought of it anymore. Freddie's a decent cook too. It honestly might actually be tasty, bugs or not. You returned into a top-notch angler, huh? Looks like the Imperial Fishing Club owes you a prize. Here you go, your prize for catching 24 different types of fish. An X-spool... Epsilon? Thanks, I appreciate it. Well, looks like that's all the freebies you can get. Sigma, damn! If you need any more parts, you're always free to mosey on over to the shop. Capital Sigma, eh? I was close, surely. I've got stewed bee larvae, cicada fritters, and grilled pepper skink on the menu. I highly recommend you try them. On second thought, yeah.
You've got good taste.
I do. I can make ancient steak now. There's a strength defense large for 1 turn. I mean, it's not bad for another character like to drop it on someone if you want to do a thingy. S-craft. We're not rich though.
Come again. You've got good taste.
Like in my fishing bait, I've still got a lot. All of my fish stuff is sorted anyway.
Give it a try. You've got good taste.
And I can trade stuff up for potions and the whatnot. Or trade fish for the potions and the whatnot. I obviously need to just go farm a ton of crabs again. What a point. I need to get to leaves. I need to get those fish. I consider myself fairly aware of what was going on with Mil Mirage, but between President Rocksmith joining the meeting and Prince Olivert showing up, I clearly had no idea what it really entailed. I know what you mean. The Prince managed to keep himself and the ship such a well-guarded secret it even took me by surprise. I think our mutual friend over there will have some choice words about your bold declaration, however. Come on, Instructoreen, don't be mad. I had a whole speech worked out, but now that I think about it, I feel like it might sound a little hypocritical. It would, given how you're far worse when it comes to trying to sacrifice yourself. It's just like you just says. With everything I've done, I'm in no position to criticize you, Muse. I'll leave that job to Elise and Elfin. Oh, believe me, they've already made their feelings quite clear. Alright, I guess we're done here then. In any case, I'm just glad that everyone is safe. I'll be counting on you two for your help with the Lunar Shrine, but take some time to relax before then. I intend to. Thanks. Thank you, Instructor. Oh, well, we failed at Rene's speech. This is the black tea that Eustace gave me. It's wonderfully calming. Probably need it after that. John Lagoon was right. I can't deny I seem to have been giving Lady Mildine Muse special treatment. I should take this opportunity to revise my attitude toward her. The trial of Lunar Shrine came precisely at the right time. I'm prepared. Revise! Can we play pool, please? Can I play with the gramophone, please? Not so much, Lee. Alright, so that side, we've nearly checked out this floor. This is the training hall. Do believe Laura, who'd have guessed? Laura has even more reason to train now, when you think about it. Doobly and Laura, huh? Straight to asking for a match then, yeah. No, that's not the case. We both arrived at the training area independently and unexpectedly ran into one another. And you all will be leaving for that trial soon. I would never be so boorish as to wear someone out before something like that. My bad, Doobly. I gotta say, it's pretty amazing we have such quality training facilities on a ship like this. Yes, I suppose you could say that if you really wanted to. Previous creators also had substantial facilities, but there certainly wasn't an area quite as spacious as this available. I find it irritating to always be receiving favors. So as a training opportunity for you all, an archaism belonging exclusively to the Stalritter, may I present the Vanguard F2 Slipnir. Is that a state-of-the-art archaism from Auroras, like the one used at Hamel and the Naval Fortress? But are you still able to make use of them, even after separating yourself from Ouroboros? Yes, especially adapted for our own use. Slipnir, come. Now I see it up close, it is fairly intense. And up against an archaism like this, does seem like it would make for some phenomenal practice. I have another Slipnir unit actually. I wouldn't mind letting you use that one for training as well. While you're all undergoing your trial, I'll set them up to respond to specific combat situations for practice. I usually just leave it at the hangar's reserve area, so feel free to use it as you like even if I'm not around. Talk about full service treatment. We truly are in your debt, Dooley. Thank you. Vantage Masters versus Doobly. Well, this place is spacious, I'll give it that. I think I'll do some training. We could even spar together later. I don't know, we should never be alone. You might push me up against the wall and stick your sword into me. Oh, Schwarzer, I heard you played Vantage Masters. I've been indulging in it to enhance my tactical skills. If you like, I suppose I wouldn't mind allowing a challenge from you. I guess I'll take you up on that. You now play Vantage Masters against Doobly. I accept your challenge. Well, that's a break from all we've been doing, I guess. What cards did we get last time? I don't remember. It's the Combs, that's the one. They're quite strong. I might take out a Geobro for a Decom instead. We're going to stick with the Bard. Keep on fighting. Paladin.
Fight as you would a real battle.
It has a resurrect ability, does it? I don't want to go first. It's an interesting selection. I do start with 4 though. Let's play as the cards are dealt. We might regret that. Oh god. Let's hope she didn't get any fire cards then. Resurrect 1 random card, costs 4 mana. Also restores 1 HP every turn. Kyria Bell can attack on the first turn. But we'll get killed if I do that. I think I might call the Fife now first. So I can use the skill on the first turn. I probably won't get knocked out straight away. I might survive. This is the weirdest starting selection of cards I've actually had. like really weird. I'm just gonna use that anyway. Yeah, that's probably all the heaven cards in my deck have just pulled. Oh, no! I'm probably losing this one. Alright, we got Unvivlieva at the very least, but basically nothing can do damage to the Grion. Wow, this is like the reverse luck, isn't it? I have to leave that card to do the fighting. That was a really, really bad set of pulls. Unreal. Unreal.
Ha! Victory is mine.
That was a really bad set of pulls with a redonkulously good set of pulls for her. What? I'm guessing we get those cards for winning as well. Yeah, that was like, you know, the luck that I normally get. That was that, but the other way around. Whew.